This gave me a unique opportunity to see how the Edge AI assessed my balance compared to a human professional. Let's give it a go. The idea of doing health monitoring in the ear has been around for a long time, but for a number of reasons, health monitoring in earbuds has never taken off. One reason is that earbuds are worn infrequently and not necessarily in similar circumstances from day to day. This makes it hard to collect data over time and assess health trends. But there's one hearable device that is often worn all day: hearing aids. Other difficulties present themselves, namely maintaining all-day battery life and comfort when adding additional health sensors. One hearing aid company, Starkey, is building an increasingly sophisticated health ecosystem within these constraints, targeting the specific needs of an aging population which make up the bulk of hearing aid users. I was especially intrigued by Starkey's new balance assessment added to the recently released Edge AI, not the least reason being that I was just beginning physical therapy for balance at the time I attended their launch event in Minnesota. This gave me a unique opportunity to see how the Edge AI assessed my balance compared to a human professional. Let's give it a go. The assessment, which is based on the STEADY algorithm developed by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, is easy to follow and guided with voice commands so that the phone can be set down to do the tests. Gyroscopes in the hearing aids measure performance. Several standing and moving exercises make up the assessment. At the end, one's balance is compared to their peer group. Unfortunately for these purposes, I had already made enough progress in my therapy to reach age normalcy, according to Starkey. I showed the assessment to my therapist and she agreed, saying, "But you can do better." Still work to be done, especially as I hope better balance will improve my running performance. I suspect a lot of people with balance issues could, if they think about it, tie improvement to lifestyle goals. This is a one-time evaluation. Of course, it can be repeated periodically, but I wondered if the sensitive gyroscopes in the Edge AI, which are already able to determine when one stands, walks, runs, and even more, could gather continuous sway data and track trends over time. I posed that question to Starkey's Dave Fabry during the launch event podcast for This Week in Hearing. And hence the question, because right now, for example, you're doing a running engagement score.
Yep.
When do you start doing a running balance score?
TBD. That's all you'll get from me today.
How exciting would that be if balanceability could be continuously monitored and feedback provided to millions of hearing aid wearers? Based on my own experience, I offer two takeaways. One is that valuable health data can be collected in an in-ear device, particularly in hearing aids that are worn all day, despite the limitations imposed by battery life and form factor. Over time, those limitations may soon melt away. Already, Starkey is delivering more than 50 hours battery life. Could this be parlayed into incorporation of additional sensors like heart rate and temperature? It's intriguing to think of the possibilities. My other takeaway is that physical therapy for balance really works. Just look at where I was at the time of the Starkey launch event when I had just started therapy. Watch my legs carefully after I catch that wildly underthrown pass by Blaise Delfino. But some weeks later, I could stand one-legged for 30 seconds during the Starkey test, when at initial assessment it was 8 seconds on one leg and 1 second on the other. Hat tip to Dana Tress at Smith Physical Therapy in Crystal Lake, Illinois, for wrecking this video by getting me up to speed so quickly. According to a recent study by researchers at the Mayo Clinic, the average for people aged 50 to 65 is 17 seconds. This paper is interesting because it suggests that a single test, standing on one leg, could serve as an initial screening tool. Link in the notes. If I can serve as an example, it's that balance is not difficult to assess, and that with a little effort, balance can be improved and fall risk reduced. It's exciting that there is an assessment people can run at home, but I'll also ask the question if there's value in hearing care professionals doing a balance check as part of every hearing screening. I'd love to have your thoughts on that.